Finally.
Here we are looking at a Terran player for the first time in this qualifier as we kick things off on Oxide LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, swatting all the way to the bottom left-hand corner. The purple Protoss player gonna be representing Alpha X coming down from China, as well as AMD, Asuna, Mage, Daydreamer. He is Asuna.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Chinese Terran. He is blue, representing Invictus Gaming. It is XY.
Already a good sign. There isn't a stray probe out.
Oh, you thought wrong, buddy. Let's go. Probe is being sent out,
he at least delayed it a little bit. You know?
Yeah. I'm very suspicious of this probe.
Scouting.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably just scouting. We do have a cyber opener here. Interesting that he is still making that zealot. Is rallied across the map.
Yeah, just apply a little bit of pressure on his Terran opponent. God damn it.
Yeah, so the reason why I was suspicious was because he took his gases very early on, and I'm like, yo, that's a lot of gas to work with, and like immediately proxy pylon, let's go. Stargate, right?
I wouldn't be opposed to a robo facility, but yeah, I do feel like the Stargate is the much more likely scenario. There we go.
Boom.
Now, I can't be Void Race, right? Because
it's Void Race.
He's not quite in position.
I
mean, I feel like if it was Void Race, he would be in a more forward position, right? Where you can throw down shield battery.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're gonna see, most likely. As the first shield battery gets thrown down, but here in the main to be safe. So we do have an SCV scout, and the SCV will spot that. Hey, pylon's missing. You got a bunch of gas. Your cyber core is not here. Something is amiss. I'm sorry, not the cyber core, but again, pylon's not here.
Natural bases, yeah.
And,
but we'll just be keeping the SCV in position for a while. This zealot's actually helping out a ton by applying a little bit of pressure here, preventing XY from really going down the ramp and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a forward and a backwards, backwards pylon here as well for Asuna. Ooh, the zealot does go down, but you know what? The Void Ray is about to finish up.
Indeed it will, and there's just not enough Marines out to really contest with them. Super important for XY to get this attack lab on the factory, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Marines too exposed.
Exactly, the Marines, they were trying to focus down the probe, but the probe pulled back at the last moment. Nice macro there by Asuna. As a result, all the Marines went down and the probe survives.
And it will be able to throw down even more shield batteries here. Marines try to be threatening, but it's not working out too well. It's gonna be all about this cyclone when it pops out.
Oh, that does pull a little bit too forward, and it does go down. Meanwhile, nice repairs on this Deeper. The Deeper just barely survives. Shield batteries finally begin, and here comes the second Void Ray.
Yeah, this really allows Asuna to be a little bit more daring, going deeper into bunker range and going toe-to-toe with the Cyclones. Now again, the most important building right now for Asuna are the shield batteries. He needs them up so he can recharge his shield battery. Not shield battery, sorry. Void Race.
Yes, that they do. The shield battery is finally finishing up. We have a third, we have a fourth on the way. The boys are being pulled to keep this bunker alive as the bunker is going to try and be focused down. Solid repair made.
Very solid repair, even greater than the shield batteries right now. One Void Ray will not go down.
Wow, the timing of XY bringing the boys over and getting like a full surround for the repair was impeccable there. And as a result, like, these Void Rays, they still haven't done too much. They've killed a handful of Marines, but that's it.
Yeah, and if you were just looking to kill Marines, you could have done that with Oracles. These Void Rays are here to cripple the production of XY. And now that Magfield Accelerator is finishing up, it's going to be even tougher for Asuna to get anything done. He hasn't been able to kill a single Cyclone. That is how well XY has been kiting. There goes one of the Void Rays.
Man. Mate, this like response from XY has been insane. It's been crazy how on point this has been. Meanwhile, a couple of SVs have finally gone down. That Cyclone is getting a little bit low. Okay, there we go. We do have a repair on it. The Void Rays, can they finally get this depot?
They will. That actually pretty hard supply caps XY. He is rebuilding the depots though in a much more defensive location. Tank will come out, and I mean, XY's got to be careful with that tank. With the tank, he should be able to clear out the shield batteries, but at the same time, sieging it up will leave him a sitting duck. Asuna trades a Void Ray for the bunker. I'm not entirely convinced it was worth it. The Cyclones are still up and running, and they still have their mag field.
Meanwhile, the tank is looking to siege up here, does shell away at the Stalkers on the ramp. A Stalker does fall, and what's important is that, mate, there are only 3 Void Rays left right now. We have a 4th on the way, but 2 of these Void Rays, mate, they are so low. If there's a solid lock-on, they will die.
And they will. 4 Void Rays on the way, but so is the 4th Cyclone. XR's response has just been impeccable.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Finally, we see a lock-on. Immediately, the Void Ray does go down, but at the cost of a tank.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like it may just about be worth it. The shield battery's starting to run out of energy. There's no overcharge available. As long as XY can hold the line and keep his Cyclones alive, he will be able to go down the ramp and counterattack. More Void Rays go down. The final Void Ray goes down, and Asuna has run out of steam.
This defense has been beautiful, by the way, from XY. Like, arguably one of the best defense, especially without a starport.
I was about to say, I want to point out, not a single Viking, not a single Medivac has been produced this game. Purely one barracks, one factory, and that is all you need to hold. It is all about the Cyclones. It is all about maneuvering.
Wow. I'm legit in shock because I've seen players go one-on-one, right? Like Starport with Vikings and Cyclones. I've seen players go double factory with double Cyclone production as well. Like, I've seen so many different responses to it, and that was beautiful from XY.
This was the bare bones of the defenses, yeah. This was, I'm gonna forget about trying to go for any counter harass or whatever. I know how dedicated you are just because how many shield batteries you're throwing down. You're not going to throw down Nexus. You're not going to have battery overcharge. I'm just going to double down on Cyclones until you run out of shield battery energy.
Yeah. And again, it's not just like the build itself, but also the control. The control was amazing.
Absolutely. No body blocking at all.
Yeah.
On the SCVs. Like, that's one of the things that can really trip up a Terran player in the defense.
On top of that, we also had like the repairs that were so fast and on point as well. The tank really did come into play, shelling away a couple. It did land a couple of shots on those Stalkers, and that was great. Damn.
That it was. XY will be doing it for the old guard. It's a pretty comfortable game up on Asuna in the specified qualifier.
Oh yeah. Now we are getting ready for game number 2, and mate, the real question is right now, as we set up for the lobby, mate, what kind of proxy is Asuna going to go for here in game 2?
What makes you think Asuna's the one going for a proxy? History is the answer.
Go ahead.
How the past a couple of series have played out.
I mean, we could end up in a weird scenario at some point this series where they both proxy each other. Like that could happen too.
Oh, proxy gate versus proxy racks. Let's go. Oh, I got worried for a second. I had one too many boops.
So good, so good. We are loading in. I also see the chat, like a lot of people also still impressed with XY. I am as well. Here we go. We're diving into game number 2.
That we are here on Romanticide LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way to the bottom right-hand corner. We have the purple Protoss player coming out from the land of China. He is going to be representing Team Alpha X, as well as all the Protoss hearts out there, I guess, who just want to be as down and dirty as possible. He is Asuna.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide ALE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He is red, representing Invictus Gaming. It is XY.
I'm staring at the probes right now. It's still a double guess opening from Asuna. God.
It is.
Alrighty then.
First pylon is still in the main. Where is this probe going to go? Again, Romanticide, it is large. It's big. It is huge. There's a lot of room to throw things down. Meanwhile, instead of Asuna, he just checks his natural. Oh my god, doesn't just check it.
He might go for a...
He's pulling a Terran.
Quote-unquote proxy, yeah.
Yeah.
A fake proxy, there we go.
I haven't seen a Protoss do a fake proxy before like this. Not gonna lie. Only Terrans.
Yeah, when they throw in the racks.
Yeah. So for those wondering, like quite often, there are Terran players who, especially if they're trying to mind game their opponent, instead of throwing the racks here on the high ground, they throw it in the natural, right? To make it look as if there's a proxy when really there isn't, and that's exactly what Asuna's doing.
What is your reaction for XY gonna be? Now, because of the double gas opening, XY has got to have a lot of alarm bells ringing in his head. Yeah, false alarms though, or maybe they're not with that early, Stargate.
I mean, what's important is that this opener right here, everything that's in the main base is exactly the same as game number 1. Oh boy, so is he gonna? Oh, he doesn't check. He doesn't check. I mean, why would you, right?
Yeah, as far as XY is concerned, there is a base with no natural and a missing pylon. Suna wants to be aggressive. That's what he's thinking.
Mate, he's gonna check. He's gonna check. No, he
doesn't check.
He was rallied to check, and because the Nexus threw him off, he's like, oh, okay, it's a Nexus. I'm fine.
And I mean, yeah, he will be. Assuming, yeah, I mean, Phoenixes can definitely be threatening, especially when you get them in high enough numbers, but they do take a while to go across the map. XY will have built up a fairly decent marine count by the time they come in.
Yeah. Exactly. Meanwhile, the Adept did actually make it into the main base, which was honestly a little bit surprising. It was unfortunate timing there for XY because he was in the middle of lifting and rotating around his buildings, but this Adept will eventually be cleaned up, but he was able to scout the opener. And yo, XY... again, throwing down a bunker, being a little bit afraid of what Asuna had in store for him.
Yeah, just in case, you know. Don't believe he has the natural basic yet.
Oh, wait, 1-1-1 before CC.
I mean, I've heard of 3CC before Starport, but, yeah.
There we go. Meanwhile, the Hellion is going to dip in, and again, like, especially when he sees the probes at the natural, he's going to breathe a sigh of relief. There we go, CC finally thrown down, but... that Phoenix count is getting a little bit higher.
That it is. The Phoenixes are scouting around. That Medevac is not going to have a good time now that the Phoenixes are right in position to pounce.
Oh god.
Who's my beef? Hellion gets lifted. He buys XY a little bit of time, but there's just not enough room here. Boost. It unfortunately runs out. As a minus 100.
Yeah, this proxy does get shut down. I doubt that the starport itself will go down. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. The Phoenixes, they don't bother with it. Instead, he is hunting down these additional Hellions, which were running around the edges of the map. So honestly, a very solid start here from Asuna.
Told you XY would be the proxy of this game.
Oh god. In a way. Meanwhile, yo, what do we have in store for us here? That's a crazy fast CC, by the way.
This is like reverse 3CC before Starport. Got the Starport first, but got a very quick third CC to make up for it. So
yeah. Exactly. Jesus Christ. So, I kind of like this because, again, there are Phoenixes, right? What are Phoenixes going to really do here in this scenario? Like, you can build a third CC and they're not going to punish you. Hopefully.
Yeah, best case scenario, they're able to lift up the SCV and just delay the CC, but once it's already built, you can actually attack it. No anti-air here by the mineral line. These Cyclones were way far forward. A couple SCVs do get taken out, but not the biggest deals here for XY. He's down more than 10 workers, but counterpoint, 3 CCs. Additional counterpoint, mules.
Exactly. It's one of those things where, sure, workers have died, but because of that third CC, XY will replenish them much faster over time. At the same time, I have to say that Asuna is also working on his third Nexus. It is on the way. Still scouring the map with these pieces, making sure that XY stays at home, cannot move out without being caught out by said Phoenixes.
Yeah, especially since he is building up a Colossus count. As was going to keep him safe from early pushes. I'm a little bit intrigued for XY right now. +1 before Stim.
Yeah. Is there okay, there's a tag line. There are 2 tag lines. Okay. He should be working on combat shields and Stim shortly. Interesting how late it is compared to +1, but he's getting there in the end. He's getting there.
Yeah. Look, he just wants to make sure he has his +1 by the time he hits.
Look, hopefully he doesn't pull an Azure, and there we go. He doesn't forget about combat shields. Thankfully.
Never live that one down.
Oh man, that's as long as I can remember it. But there we go. Now the third CC is now an orbital. It is going to be landed on location there at the third base.
Yeah, Cyclones are really gonna make sure that the CC doesn't have too much trouble landing, though it will get a little bit bloodied. It's not gonna be on fire.
Yeah, not at all. But oh my god, these pieces finding even more value here. A couple more Marines go down.
Which, if XY was planning to go for an early push, this would be a massive wrench into plans, right? It would just slow down push so much. But I mean, XY has been delayed for a long time. A lot of it has been unintentional on his part, right? His proxy getting scouted out, his +1 coming down before Stim, but still, I feel like he should be thinking of the next phase instead of throwing everything in a +1 timing.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't, right? Because everything is nicely lined up. I will give XY that, right? +1, combat shield, Stim. It's all great and all, but at the same time, like, his push has been so weakened by these Phoenixes. And at home, Asuna already has 2 Colossus. It's about to have a 3rd Colossus. Extended Thermal Lens is done. There are shield batteries. Like, this is not a Protoss army that you really want to push into. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, especially not without Ravens. But XY, he is thinking ahead. He's grabbing that Ghost Academy. He knows that he won't be able to break Asuna with a push, so yeah, he's just looking at other avenues. Should be, well, depends. He might be going for some drops here, but with the Phoenixes, it can be tricky.
It definitely can be. It definitely can be. So, oh boy, we'll see how this progresses here. We have Vikings on the way that will help against both Colossus and the Phoenixes. And has Shockwaves on the way for those added value to the EMPs. I mean, XY, I can't fault him for like the unit composition that he's going for. But again, he's also giving Asuna a lot of time, because something that's scary about what is happening,
It really is.
yeah, is that like Asuna's economy has been left untouched. Like, something very commonly in TvP is that the Terran player wants to harass at least a little bit, right?
Absolutely. You want to do whatever you can to slow down the Protoss economy. There are some Terran players who are insane and just decide, I'm going to turtle up on 3-4 bases and wait for my Protoss opponent to run out of patience. Shout out to TY.
Yeah.
Who actually made that work a couple of times. But yeah, for the most part, you give the Protoss player the freedom to expand, the freedom to tech up. They're going to make use of it.
Exactly, and that's a terrifying Protoss player. Oh my god, like, without going for any kind of early game harass or a timing attack. And that's the thing, like, I'm sure XY probably did want to hit a timing attack, but because of these Phoenixes, like, he had to kind of switch gears and then change his initial plans. Do you see a scan? He sees 4 Colossus and a bunch of High Templar. Oh boy. But again, like, there's still a lot of potential with XY's army, you know, once he gets enough ghosts.
There will be producing 3 at a time at the moment. If he's able to, catch Asuna in the middle of the map, perhaps, if he comes in with a really good concave and EMPs the entire army, he will be able to take engagements, but it's all about whether or not he can find those positions. Phoenixes are completely giving the map control to Asuna.
Exactly. What I will say is that Asuna may be being a little bit too greedy. We do see another Stargate and a fleet beacon on the way, so Asuna wants to switch into carriers. He wants to switch into Skytoss. And at the moment, honestly, he doesn't really have much of a gateway buffer for his Colossus. There are a couple of Zealots, one Stalker, couple of Sentries, right? This army is, like, there's some high-tech units, but there's not a lot to protect them, so it's possible that XY could hit a timing here and catch Asuna mid-transition.
We'll see if that actually happens. He's actually doubling down on the Phoenixes right now, getting Aeon Pulse Crystal.
Ooh.
Phoenix range to just continue to put a hurt on XY's air army, preventing the Vikings getting into position to be able to take out the Colossus are going to be huge, because sure, Asuna doesn't have much of a ground buffer, but in the skies, he's got plenty of Phoenixes, and that is where XY is also looking to engage.
You say
in the air,
that.
I mean.
I just checked, mate, there's 14 Vikings, and there's 3 more on the way. Like, this is a lot of Vikings. This is insane. Like,
he wants to fight the Phoenixes and then fight the Colossus.
Well, I mean, he's going to be able to do so, is the thing, right? Like, the Colossus are going to go down just because of sheer amounts of Vikings here. I'm sure there are Archons, but, mate, we got some ghosts for the EMPs for that one, mate.
Yeah, we do. Crowd control potential is also really starting to go down because of the EMPs. As a reminder, you do need energy to lift up units of Phoenixes. XY snaking around with those Vikings, trying to find the Colossus where they're vulnerable. And to be fair, there were a couple opportunities earlier on where the Phoenixes weren't really with the Colossus. By that time has passed. Asuna recognizes the threat.
That he does. Meanwhile, here come the EMPs. Ooh, one does connect.
Ooh. Yeah, very nicely done. Gets a ton of Phoenixes, but there's still, there's still some Graviton energy left.
I think that one EMP like connected with all the Phoenixes, but like almost all of them. Like, Jesus Christ, that was insane.
Pretty much, they have no shields anymore.
Oh god, exactly. XY is looking for an opportunity, but we do have a Zealot run by, and that will pull away the attention of XY.
David splits up the army slightly.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately, XY, he just didn't have any spare supply at home.
Yeah, that was a bunker, but also to fill that bunker. The Vikings are starting to come in, and there are a lot of them. The Archons unable to get their volleys off yet, but they finally break forward.
Exactly. Finally, that Zealot run has been dealt with. 18 SCVs went down, which is a massive amount of a massive blow to the economy of XY. But at the same time, those Vikings, mate, they shredded through the Colossus here. There's none left.
But there are a ton of Phoenixes, a couple of Corruptus carriers, and an Archon on the ground. It's going to be very difficult for XY to engage still, especially if he pushes into this base where there are cannons and shield batteries.
Exactly, but mate, here come the reinforcing Vikings. The Viking count just doesn't stop. The Viking production doesn't stop. And, oh god, the Phoenixes are really struggling to hold their own. And the carriers are being focused down.
Beautiful target firing coming out from XY. With only a single Archon, there's nothing really stopping the Vikings from clumping up and getting their massive shots off like that. Another carrier is going to go down.
Yeah.
Another one just looking exposed.
Oh my god. The stutter stepping is just too good. The Colossus does fall. The Sharp Shot goes off, but it is not enough to take down the tanks. There are reinforcing Zealots though.
The Archon gets enough volleys off on top of the cloud of Vikings. Meanwhile, another massive Zealot run by. I feel like XY traded very efficiently there, but in the end lost just one too many units. I could not keep up the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these Zealot run-bys are just doing so much work for Asuna. They just keep pulling XY back. Again, the economy of XY, he still hasn't recovered from losing those 18 SCVs that he did earlier. Asuna doesn't feel confident to push on forward, which I don't blame him. But now, like, his army is getting more and more refined. Like, three carriers at a time.
3 carriers, 2 Colossus, everything is being built.
Yeah, Jesus. XY, he needs a little bit more time to expand and get his economy back up. Thankfully, because of the amount of stack defense and missile darts that he had, like, Asuna was deterred because, like, oh god, he was taking a lot of free damage from that. So he did back off, but for how much longer? Because Asuna is maxed out.
That he is. He really start to take his chances here. Doesn't want to be caught with his pants down in the middle of a map, though. XY still kind of has the opportunity to come in with his Ghost of his Vikings, but yeah, with his army supply advantage, Asuna has very, very few things to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. XY is trying to do whatever he can to just buy some time, try and harass his opponents. A couple of EMPs, takes out a couple of buildings here. Can he do something crazy like take out the Nexus? Oh, it goes to the mineral line instead.
Let's try.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a good consolation, you know, when you can't quite take out the Nexus. Take out the things that are mining at the Nexus.
Yeah, exactly. 9 probes go down. Meanwhile, Asuna's hunting down this drop. That's the EMPs though.
Yeah, unfortunately there was just enough Graviton energy for a couple of lift stops on these Ghosts. Very expensive loss right now for XY, especially with his economy.
Yeah, exactly. What I will say though is that XY is closing the gap in terms of that supply. He's slowly getting higher and higher. Again, he has bought enough time where now he can kind of contend with this. He does have a lot of Vikings. Oof.
It does! The Archons are starting to break through with their splash damage, but the Liberators do keep them at bay for now. He is researching advanced ballistics. And that will just give XY such a positional edge. Again, the number one thing these Vikings have to worry about are Archons. But Archons have such a short range, and if they stay under liberation zones for too long, suddenly you don't have Archons anymore.
This is true. It just feels like every single fight that they've had recently, like XY, he just takes so many losses despite how efficient he's been here. I feel like he needs to find a better answer to this, maybe a little bit more time, maybe to just fortify his position with more missile turrets as well and wait for his opponent to push in.
Speaking of pushing in.
Yeah, here we go. Asuna, he wants the freshest base of XY. XY is also out here looking for the map. Oh, could get a free disruptor.
Which is nice, but now Asuna is well aware of where the army is at. Even a couple of DTs, because the missile turrets got thrown down earlier on.
Yeah, exactly. Make these run-bys doing so much. 15, 17, 18 more SCVs go down.
Purification Nova does land somewhat, and a lot of this air army is drawn back.
Oh god,
not where they want to be.
And mate, this is the problem. There's just a pylon here. We just have warp in after warp in to just keep harassing this base, and XY he just can't defend it.
Yeah, it almost feels like maybe you should give it up. Okay, but I do like the Liberators. Doesn't need too many of them to zone out the Archon, so yeah, using a couple of them in the defense is absolutely useful. Vikings start to get their shots in. Decent EMPs.
Oh god, they are decent. The Archons are pushing on forward. They're breaking through the defensive line of XY, and Asuna, he has broken through here on the remainder side. He does not need cheese to take wins here in this series.
And he really does not. Look at that army supply difference. Asuna finally found the angle to break XY. And GG is called. He will be tying up a series. Sideways 1-1. Not a cheese, but a fake cheese.
Was a fake cheese. Oh god. And I mean, XY did react to that, and unfortunately because of that, like at a certain point when Asuna had enough of those Phoenixes, XY just couldn't leave the base for so long, and we were talking about the economy, how it got out of control enough for Asuna to get into that sky toss.
Really did. XY definitely wanted to go for a bit of an earlier push there, but once that was off the table, did look a little bit lost. Now, he was able to make a game out of it. He was patient. He got to his next phase of his tech. But at the end of the day, there just wasn't enough. He just didn't do enough to slow down the economy of Asuna.
Yeah.
We're getting into our king match. Not quite the ace match yet, but they both tied up 1-1, so.
That we are tied up 1-1 again in this next game. It will not be our final one. We have at least 2 more ahead of us, as this is a best of 5. And we're just gonna chill here, wait for our players to set things up. It looks like Asuna also kind of had a DC issue, so we'll be back with us shortly. And Yaku, is
Yeah,
that
of course we
is that a denim jacket?
What?
Is that a denim jacket? I can't quite tell.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
The last jacket. Well, that's not true. There are some like winter jackets, but I'm not wearing a winter jacket. Not here.
I mean, you could just turn on the aircon, right? I mean,
And the aircon's on. I could turn down the aircon, but that'd be cold.
probably. I mean, look, if you're sneezing, I feel like something's wrong here. Something. You're like, but it's for the content.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The aircon's been on for a couple hours, so getting to the... It's penetrating the jacket a bit.
Oh my. Man, you're not selling that jacket.
No, it's a nice jacket. I want to keep it.
Did it also come from the same place as your tracksuits and your blazer?
It actually didn't. This is my most recent jacket.
Oh, okay.
It's the one I've been bringing out most recently.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I am currently struggling to connect to the server.
No worries, so is Asuna.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, he's in here. Are you in?
I am not.
Oh. I don't mean lobby, I mean in-game.
Oh. I am in game. Looks like the lobby's been made, but we are struggling to
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Looks like I have been
Inved? Oh.
I'm attempting to join the lobby. I think I can get in. Oh.
As am I.
Okay.
There we are.
All right, here we go. Game number 3.
Ooh, it's gonna be a light shade.
Yeah. Fun fact,
Oh.
like this thing with the Chinese server, like having a heart attack, is recent to this year. Like last year, it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
We
God,
didn't
no.
have this many issues last year, but then again, unsurprising.
I remember last season some of the players were complaining about it as well. It does seem to just have been a relatively recent thing that has affected the server. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, I mean that's why some of the in the open qualifiers, if you recall, some of the players just said, you know what, let's just go to Asia.
yeah, exactly.
But continuing our series here on Lightshade LE, we are spotting in the bottom right hand corner map, all the way in the bottom right hand corner, with a purple Protoss player gonna be representing Team Alpha X. He can proxy, he can fake proxy, and he can also not proxy at all. Possibilities are endless. He is Asuna.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Chinese Terran player. He is blue, representing Invictus Gaming. It is XY. Oh.
Doing certain things. Asuna has not opened up double gas for the first time.
Oh my god. Charge all in, let's go.
Woo!
Oh god. But yeah, we have a relatively standard opener. You know, probe is going across the map. We have a second probe. We have a nexus. We have a gateway nexus expand, mate. This is a standard using. I didn't even know Asuna could do this. This is crazy.
Is he okay?
Oh my god.
Ay.
What a madman. Meanwhile, he's being, oh god, he's being so annoying here.
He might even be able to take on the SCV.
God.
Gets close, a very nice delay on that natural base, free and just sleeping on the job. Eyes wide open.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. He was just watching his compadre just take one for the team. Ooh, meanwhile, the Marine is
like, I don't want to get hurt. That probe's scary.
Probes are terrifying. They're terrifying.
Good
Oh,
units.
God. Uh-huh.
Almost as good as Man of Gun.
Almost, mate. And here we go. We see the opening. So, of course, it was the Nexus first from Asuna, followed by this Twilight Council. I am leaning towards Blink, right? Again, to stick with the standard narrative. Do you think he would do something crazy and go for something else?
I 100% think he'd go for DTs.
Oh.
Pretty sure that's what you were asking.
Yeah, that's it. That is what I was asking, yes.
Yeah.
Yo, and if he does, we've been in this scenario even earlier today where we have a 3-Rax from XY up against the Twilight Council. Ooh, and it is Blink.
Oh, but it is... Oh, best case scenario here for XY then.
Yeah,
We'll
exactly.
see how well he's able to hide the 3-Rax build, though. How well he's able to just bank up his units.
Yeah, if I'm
So
not
far,
wrong,
not giving too many signs.
if I'm not wrong, it was Azure versus Zane where there was DTs against.
Yep.
Yeah, against 3-Rax. Yeah. Okay.
It was
I didn't-
on Oxide, I believe.
It was on Oxide. Yes.
Coming back to me.
But this is not the case here on this map. We do have a more straight up Blink Stalker opening from Asuna. Asuna is still in the dark, by the way, people, as Asuna does not get into the main base. He does not know about this 3-Rax.
XY doing such a good job of hiding this. You see a reactant barracks and you think, all right, said Terran things, probably a factory and a starport behind this. Well, yes, but replace factory for barracks and starport for barracks.
It's like, yes, but oh my god,
correct.
and Asuna is getting a 3rd base.
Ay.
Mate, Asuna's never going to expand again after this game. It's just not going to... Here we
He's gonna go for a pro pull every other game now.
Why not? The Adepts are coming in and sees all the Marines. He knows.
Finally, they do. And honestly, catching the push this early on is very, very helpful. He does still have a lot of time to get some shield batteries up and running. If things really get bad, he could sack that 3rd base just to get a couple more defensive structures by the natural.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to right now.
So right now, XY has to make a choice. He could go for the 3rd and try and kill the 3rd, or he could just go straight into the natural base and just eviscerate the mineral line. Meanwhile, the Stalkers, they kind of missed the army, but Blink is ready, and he sees it. Oh god.
Yeah, they're looking to get us around. Bit of an odd choice, though, moving away from the defensive structures.
Mate, the patience. He
was trying to force he was trying to force a stim out of XY, but XY, he's old. He knows how to be patient.
Oh my god, and I love this. He veers off with the Marauders to deal with the Stalkers. Meanwhile, the Marines go straight for the mineral line.
Starter stepping is unreal. With that 3rd Nexus, it does mean that XY has to do even more damage as Asuna can recover, but taking out 11 probes like that will give XY a lot of an advantage for the time being. Asuna will be chrono boosting his Nexuses. He will be trying to recoup his losses. Means that he won't quite have enough. He will just barely not have enough for tech.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Asuna goes across the map. I was about to say that there's an army to defend, but XY actually goes across the map. Oh no. Okay, he turns around. Kind of.
He's pulling in Asuna.
There we go. He is trying to catch the army here. Blink was just used, by the way. He wants to catch the Stalkers. Mate.
And he will! What a trap.
Wow.
We're just getting ready for round 2.
Yeah, just the movement, the positioning of that was beautiful as well. Just waiting for the blink to be used from the Stalkers, and as soon as it happens, he stims on forward, chases them down. Only 2 Stalkers escape.
Yeah, thankfully, at the very least, they were just Stalkers. It's not like they were super expensive Immortals or, God forbid, Colossus or whatnot. But still, Asuna's just been training very, very inefficiently. We're getting to the point, though, where his 3rd base has finished up. He is starting to saturate. That's a massive gateway explosion, and
that is,
Asuna just wants to fight fire with fire.
Exactly. Meanwhile, oh my god, no, the Metamax, one of them's gonna go down.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of a control issue there.
Meanwhile, at least the Stalkers will be cleaned up. For the most part, they will be cleaned up. But what is scary is that Asuna, as you were saying, there's a massive gateway explosion. There is no splash damage whatsoever. Charge is about to finish up, and mates, there's going to be so many charge lots on the map against Bio without Widow Mines, without tanks. I don't know how this is going to go for XY, man. I'm worried.
Yeah, it's going to be dependent entirely on where they fight. If XY can make use of a choke point, Zealots aren't going to do anything, but if Zealots are able to catch the Bio in the middle of the map, that is just once around to a victory.
Exactly. That is all you need, mate. Make just a massive amount of Zealots and just send that A move across the map. I mean, right now, Asuna's just waiting for a couple more upgrades. Fourth base is on the way as well. God, that's a lot of resources.
So, yeah. Oh, look at that income graph.
Jesus Christ. All right, here we go. I mean, what is the defensive position looking like here? We do have one tank for XY. That's something. That's definitely something.
It's not a decent position too, but yeah, still a little bit exposed without any Bio to buffer. Spotting Zealots will catch the army.
That they will. Couple of Zealots do go down for free. Charge was revealed. Is that enough of a tell? Scan sees even more charge lots.
I don't see any AoE. XY knows there's an opportunity if he can get the right position. He's trying to bait Asuna down the ramp, but Asuna does not take it. A lot of restraint here on the chargelets.
Oh yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, we do have another stem. A couple of chargelets do go down behind this. Widow Mines are being produced. I love it. XY just needs to buy a little bit more time to actually get enough of them out on the map.
Kiting very, very well against these chargelets, really just neutralizing them, taking them off the map. Concussive shells really showing their value. The Zealots get on top of the tank! No!
The tank will go down. The Widow Mines
But the Widow Mines are out, so...
That they are. Thankfully, that they are. XY, he will defend. He will hold on. Fun fact, by the way, again, throughout all of this, Asuna still hasn't taken any additional... I've been keeping an eye on the gases. And it's like, nah, mate, just 2 gases. That's all I need. Just mass zealot. Let's go.
Yeah. So it's like, look, you were the ones who told me not to open double gas. Well, you have yourself to blame here. The reinforcements coming in, and XY is looking to overwhelm the Gateway army. This is why you always want splash damage in the PvT.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, the Widow Mine goes down before shot goes off, but the Zealots are falling.
And without the Zealots, there's no buffer for the Immortals, no buffer for the Stalkers, which is funny to say, but it's a reality we're in. XY will be taking the lead.
Oh god, he will. The Zealots are getting on top of the army. The Widow Mines aren't really coming into play here. Is there just barely enough for Asuna? He's trying. He does wing on forward. The Widow Mines
will take out the Stalkers, and then maybe just enough Bio left over for XY to fight this. Yeah, kiting very, very well once again.
Yeah, exactly. The Widow Mines were insane there towards the end.
I was gonna say Asuna's also fighting off creep, but...
God damn it, Yaku. Meanwhile, here we go. More Widow Mines are joining the fray. There's still a lot of Zealots. Again, we're relying on the Widow Mine shots, and two of them get baited.
And it will get a little bit of friendly fire onto the Bio. The medevacs are getting very low on energy. XY has a very healthy army supply lead, but a lot of that is in medevacs.
Oh my god, I don't know if you just saw that, but one Widow Mine shot killed 2 of the observers. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, the only detection left here is to scan, and guess what? That's not for Asuna.
No, it is not, mate. Exactly, we have another observer
on the way. Fire, maybe?
Oh god, oh god. The Widow Mines are not ready. The Zealots, they are just barely being dealt with, but again, Asuna each time is just barely holding on. At least until they reset. They're gonna reset.
Very quick blink away. XY just setting up an even better defensive position. Observer's out.
God, Observer is out, and what's scary is that XY, this was a kill move. This was meant to end the game, and Asuna holds on and didn't take any economic damage.
Yeah, it definitely feels like XY was tunnel visioning a little bit there. To be fair, he's still ahead on the worker count, but the 4th base of Asuna is starting to get saturated. He is rotating around, but I don't think he's noticed the 4th base yet. If he did, he could absolutely smash it.
Yeah, he definitely could. I mean, Asuna is rotating around to make sure he's in position to defend it. Meanwhile, another Zealot run by is going to run into the army.
And it will give all the information that Asuna needs. How does he reposition his northern force?
Oh god, he's still chilling there at the 4th base. He still does not react. Meanwhile, the Zelts are coming in on their own. Ay, ay, ay.
Doesn't even need to burn the Widow Mines yet, because that is... XY is just able to pick off these Zealots with his Bioforce. Friendly fire? Not quite. Massive explosions all around. Beautiful EMPs on the Stalkers, and this should finally be it. Potentially.
It should. Finally, Asuna has been broken. The mass cell did not work out for him. Asuna finally takes 2 additional gases, hasn't saturated it yet, was attempting to transition out of this, but it is too little, too late. The Immortal does go down.
GG is called. XY takes it to match point. Turn these youngins still have a thing or two to learn.
They definitely do. They definitely do. GG, well played, XY, taking the lead in this series. Again, in a very impressive fashion. Unfortunately, Asuna, he had a plan coming into it. I think at a certain point, you gotta realize, like, this mass zealot is not quite working. I gotta get out of this. I gotta get some gas. I gotta transition. But yeah, it was a little bit difficult for Asuna to do so.
Yeah, there's a lot of friendly fire options not friendly fire, sorry. AoE options available for Protoss. The most unreliable is Widow Mine friendly fire. Well, okay, maybe tank friendly fire is even more unreliable.
Oh god, exactly. And not just that, but again, like XY's overall like micro, like with his army, like it's always so impressive to watch.
It always seemed like he found a way to outflank what Asuna was going for. Every time Asuna thought, I have found I found a gap in your armor, XY, I'm moving in for it. XY is like, the reason why there's that gap is because I created it.
Yeah. You fool, I wanted you to hit me here, and he just comes in with his army. Like, it's just, yeah, I love it. I love seeing it. And so far, like, he's on the way to qualifying. He only needs one more win, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to FaceTime once again a rematch in that main event, but it's definitely hinging on this map. Well, this map and potentially the map after this.
Potentially. I mean, again, Asuna is a very, very creative, very unhinged.
I suppose.
Yeah, nothing is off the table. I did see in the chat someone's like, yo, as soon as we go to 12 full, like, do anything,
Wouldn't
mate.
be surprised.
Yeah, why not, mate? Why not? Switch to Zerg, mate.
The middle. It's not even he switches to Zerg. He selects Protoss in game. After he builds the Cybercore, all of a sudden all of a sudden the hatchery rises from the bottom of the map. It unburrows itself.
Copy paste.
And then yeah, exactly. It cut pastes itself onto the map, and all of a sudden, as soon as playing 2 races,
Jeez,
it's like a 2v2 where his ally is left.
Oh boy. But yeah, that's just how insane Asuna is. I had never realized how aggressive he was before today. But yeah, wow, very, very interesting to see this. And meanwhile, here we go. Looks like the lobby has been made, and we are diving on in.
Ooh, getting an invite. Well, I didn't, so
We're
through the window.
We're getting there.
Cheeky, a little sneaky. Yeah. Sneak into the window, like so.
Meanwhile, we did just get confirmation. We alluded to it before. We hazard a guess, but Maxhead did 3-1 wanted, and Maxhead did qualify for DreamHack Masters.
There we go. Taking out Jim earlier on, taking out Wanted now. Definitely earning his spot here. Wanted, meanwhile, will be up against Dragon in basically the only TvC available here. But we will let them play that out. See who ends up advancing. Wanted actually just left. Not left, but came out of game.
Yeah. Wanted and Dragon both came out of game. They are in a party with each other, so they are. I imagine mid-series, maybe they just finished up as well. It's hard to say. Our series has been going on for quite some time.
Yeah, the admins will let us know.
Yeah, they got it, mate. They got it. They know what they're doing. Maybe it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Asuna. We understand. We fully understand.
Yeah. Everybody who's trying to connect to the Chinese server outside of China.
Yeah,
Understand.
exactly. I'm pretty sure it's just the routing, like from outside of China to China. I think that must be it.
So sharks attacking the internet cables again.
Man, we need to get Chase on it.
Where's Chase when you yeah? Where's Chase when you need him most?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you remember stretch, you know, hydrate.
Oh yeah. Make sure you hydrate.
Long evening.
I love what El Mundanito said in the chat. I love when the Widowmine killed the Observer, mate. It was a 2-for-1, mate. It was crazy.
Yeah. Real Carbot moment. Observer's like, I see you. Widowmine's like, you're not gonna see anything anymore. As we continue our qualifying round here on Jagannatha KBBLE, we're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Purple Protoss player coming down from the land of China, going to be representing Team Alpha X. He is the man with many plans. He's going to fool in. He's somehow going to find a way to do it. He's just going to cut paste the pool and be able to produce links somehow. He is Asuna.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Chinese Terran player representing Invictus Gaming, currently up 2-1 in this best-of-5 qualifying match. Can he do it? Can he close it out? It is XY.
Let's not forget, he's also representing the entirety of Clan XY fans.
True. He is. Is he?
Potentially. Well, he's giving them someone to fan for.
Yes, exactly.
Question mark.
Exactly. Doing enough for the people. Doing enough for his fans.
Yeah, he's a man of the people.
Meanwhile, sending out that SCV across the map. Also keeping an eye on once again, Asuna's lost his goddamn mind. He's going for the Nexus.
Ay. I don't know what he's thinking. Clearly hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah, again, it's one of those things where Asuna was hyper aggressive, and now it feels almost as if he's been humbled. He's like, you know what, this cheese just isn't going to work out against XY. I need to do something else. And to be fair, you know, it was the anti cheese or the pseudo cheese, right? Like going for those mass phoenixes. That's what worked out on Romanticide. Tried to go for mass zealots, not quite working here. What else does Asuna have in store for us?
Probably comes the first.
Ooh.
Will give us a couple of clues as to what he wants to go for. I feel like most of us are probably expecting him to follow that with a Dark Shrine immediately, just because of Asuna's reputation. But it does seem like he wants to play this out a bit more standard.
I would assume so. We shall see. Again, Blink would be the more standard thing to do here. Meanwhile, of course, pretty standard opening from XY, playing it safe, skipping the Reaper, but going for the bunker with the Marine to make sure he protects this SCV as it does build the CC. Oh. Hey.
That's a Robo Facility rallied across the map. My eyes are on you, Twilight Council.
My eyes are on you, Probe. There it is.
Oh,
mate, if the upgrade is delayed that long for the Twilight Council, and we have a Robo on the way, mate, of course, it's gotta be some DTs, mate.
I should never have doubted him.
Exactly. Here we go. So we're gonna end up in a really weird scenario where DTs are gonna be running across the map at the same time. Ooh, as we do see the Hellion sneak into the natural base. We also have the setup for a Widowmine drop.
Just like so. Not going to be a lot of detection available going to Warp Prison first. Obviously, Asuna will have the opportunity to get observers, but Does he want to use resources to get that, or would he rather get more DTs?
Oh, that is the question here. I mean, the medevac is going to be leaving shortly, but so is the Widowmine. I think the DTs hit first, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be close.
They should.
Yeah, like the War Prism's already going across the map. There we go. There goes the Widowmine drop. I wonder if they're going to run into each other.
They actually might. No, they might kind of.
They do. They see each other.
Or at least Asuna sees the medevac.
He spots it. There's a Raven on the way.
There is a Raven on the way. Still gonna be a while before it gets down. How many scans? There are quite a number of scans available, but not too many Marines.
Yeah, exactly. The
Loving
boys
immediately evacuates.
The boys are being pulled. Please lift up the wall. Instead of, he does not lift up the wall.
He just wants to get another DT kill, is all.
Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, at the same time, we have 15 probes going down. The Widowmines, they did go off, and oh my god, just barely one of them manages to escape.
Every man for himself in that scenario. And now the
Raven
is out. The auto turret is actually really putting the hurt on that Warp Prism. Oh, Marines, finally they will kill the DT. About even worker damage has been dealt.
Yeah.
Funnily enough.
Like, pretty much. Meanwhile, the Widowmine did make it all the way back home, just barely. And what I will say is that you say equal damage has been done, even though XY has a lower worker count, I do kind of give him the edge, just because I feel like that, like, investment into DTs, just, yeah, he lost the DTs, lost the War Prism as well, bear that in mind.
He wants to go for round 2, though, this time with a couple of charges to support. It's gonna be a lot trickier with the Raven out now. Doesn't have to spend scans, and because of that, XY is free to just throw down mule after mule after mule.
Oh, exactly. He does not have to worry about scans for now. Meanwhile, we have a single Widowmine trope coming in. Because why not? Oh,
I may as well make use of it. He did keep it alive for a reason.
Made DT. No, the Raven's going across the map. No.
Oh, XY getting a little bit too greedy, and Terran does not have recall.
He does not have a recall. The War Prism is getting in, and the DTs return.
Taking out some upgrades. Thankfully, it was only combat shield. Stim is in a bit more of a defensible location. There are scans available. The War Prism is looking a little bit vulnerable once again, but not the biggest of deals.
Not exactly, but the scan was burned. There we are. One DT does go down at the same time. Raven comes in, distracts the army. We should see, there it is. The Widowmine drops. Oh!
Yep!
Oh.
Cool 4 workers, just like that. XY still not ahead in the worker count, but again, mules. Oh, Stim complete! Stim complete!
Oh my god, that was so close.
Just in time.
Jesus Christ, that was so close there. Thankfully, Stim does complete. The DTs are being morphed into those Archons. The Raven finally returns home, but no DTs anymore to worry about.
Yeah, there will be Archons though, and no, he doesn't have a disable available, so he can't grab that Warp Prism. The Marines under it though will start helping out a ton. Some hull damage being taken on that Warp Prism, but the Archons make it out. Oh, I say that.
Oh my god, so bold with that War Prism. I'm so surprised that I actually managed to survive. Jesus.
These Archons will just continue to regenerate health, continue to be annoying. He is doing such a good job of slowing down XY's push.
That he is. Again, XY, he's working on that tank count. Because of the delay on the upgrades, like that delays it as well. He's forced to throw down some more Raxes. I'm sure he would have loved to have hit with a +1 timing, but like there's no way that he can pull that off.
Yeah, he could try to go across the map with +1 and with Stim, but without combat shields, it's a very precarious situation. Asuna is building up a bit of a Colossus count, and to be fair, XY did keep his Raven alive. Can try to get some disables down, but he spent a lot of energy earlier on. I'm not convinced he'll have enough.
Exactly. It's only enough energy for... there we go. Does now have enough energy for 1 disable, if he so wishes.
Choose wisely, XY.
Yeah, Asuna slipping
Viking?
in with that War Prism. Yeah, the Viking's gonna zone this in. If it wants to escape, it's gonna have to recall, and even then, it may be too late.
Oh, great disable on the War Prism. Forced to recall. Archons go down. War Prism goes down as well. And this gives XY so much freedom. He knows he has a map control now. He's got a massive army advantage. He's going across the map. But Colossus is all I'm going to say.
Colossus, it's true, mate. We got 2 Colossus. Extended Thermal Lance is done, but we don't have too much to buffer for said Colossus. Bear that in mind. And, mate, we got a Viking. We got... Oh, never mind. Sorry. He wasted the Sable earlier. He does not have enough energy for another. And he's pulling the boys.
Oh, he wants this game to end one way or another. And that Colossus doesn't have too much of a buffer. He might be able to meet the army A in the middle of the map, and that is exactly what XY wants to do.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the army was spotted. Here we go. We do have a couple of force fields being thrown down. Asuna still hasn't seen the SCVs, I believe, but now we'll get an eye of them.
The SCVs aren't in position.
Oh god, they need to get ahead.
SCVs,
oh,
hello?
Okay, there we go. They're going forward. Oh.
There's some damage dealt, and the SCVs do move forward a little bit. Plenty of volleys from those sieged up tanks. But they don't actually turn down the Colossus just yet.
Oh, yeah. And now a 4th Colossus comes out. Like, it's taking so long to really push on forward. And Disruptor's on the way as well.
Yeah, that's really going to give XY a tough time. What are these SCVs doing?
Oh my god. The SCVs, they need to get in there.
Hello?
Oh my god, they're just doing their own thing. Meanwhile, the Colossus keeps on forward. The Marines are going down, so are the tanks.
But so will the Colossus. Finally, a couple of missile turrets actually helping out there. It's mostly Zealots remaining, but the Zealots are a fantastic buffer. They're getting body blocked a little bit. Beautiful target firing from XYD. SCVs finally helping out.
When you say finally helping out, mate, that was a tactical play. He didn't want to use the SCVs until the last moment, and now he has plenty of them surviving to repair the tanks. The natural is being broken. There is no high-tech unit left here. Asuna, he barely has anything left to defend. He morphs in some DTs. Only 1. Mate, there's a Raven.
Is still alive to defend. That it is. I believe it's also built up enough energy for a disable. So yeah, this Colossus will pop out. Will immediately get disabled.
Oh god, exactly. Meanwhile, the DTs all go down for not even a tank. GG gets called.
XY will be making it to the DreamHack Masses Fall Chinese main event, proving that there's still quite a lot for these young new generation to learn.
Wow.
I'm throwing out everything I understand about SCV pulse.
I was about to say, mate, you didn't believe in the XY. He knew what he was doing. You're like, mate, where are the SCVs? Mate, calm down. All right?
I believed in the XY. I didn't believe in the SCVs.
The SCVs are the XY, mate. Like, you know, he was waiting. He was waiting for the opportune moment to finally come into play there, and that was beautifully done. Oh my god. Was looking scary, to be fair. Was looking scary, but...
Yep. As the Marine count was getting thinned out further and further.
Oh god, it really was.
They're actually about even on army supply towards the start of that fight, which is the last thing you want to see as the Terran player. But it all worked out.
Exactly. It was just a beautiful engagement with what XY had. He was very patient. I think that's something that not just in that fight, but over the course of this series, we did see a lot of that from him, just kind of picking his fights, very methodical with them. And yeah, it was just very impressive to see.
Absolutely was. And as a result, he's making it forward to face the likes of Time, Coffee, Jeshe, Firefly, Maxet, and Cyan in that Chinese DreamHack main event.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. What a series. Congratulations, XY. It's great to see him in that main event once again. Massive XY fan. There were XY fans all over the place, mate.
Clan XY fans, yeah.
Exactly.
He did it all for you. He did it all for his fans.
Oof. And with that, as the GG does go through, we'll of course set up those payouts. And yeah, like what a tournament, man.
Yeah. Not sure if it's completely concluded, as I think I'm DC'd for real this time.
Yes, Wanted is still mid-series versus his opponents, versus Dragon. They are currently in-game, but because of that, like, for all we know, they're playing the potential final game at the moment, so...
They very well maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So we will
Just let them close it.
Yes, we will conclude our stream here, leaving that kind of score up in the air a little bit.
Yeah, there will be confirmation though. We have, oh Christ, I forgot his name and I feel terrible about that.
Vanilla?
Our lovely Liquipedia admins. Yeah.
Ah.
Vanilla, our admin, and also our lovely Liquipedia editors who are on the scene, you know, waiting for confirmation. They will be updating the Liquipedia bracket. So, yeah, in just probably a couple of minutes from now, we should be able to get the score.
Yeah, Thicker Tom is the person who has been updating.
There we go.
The brackets. So thank you so much if you're listening. If you are, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We will do it ourselves.
You're way thicker than the normal Tom.
Is that a good thing? Oh God.
Yeah, no, he chose the name.
It can be difficult updating Wikipedia and also casting and doing all this at the same time. So we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
One at a time, so
exactly. And with that, Yaku, we have our confirmed players. Of course, Cyan and Maxid made it through the upper brackets, as well as XY in the lower. Great to see another Terran player. Wanted and Dragon still mid-series, but I'm sure we will get some updates to that later on today. As actually, they just got out of the game and offline.
Oh, well, I just got back online, so...
Yeah. Oh my. So, yeah, exciting stuff. With that, we have finished up the China closed qualifier. We are almost done with the closed qualifiers. I believe the only one remaining for us is Latin America.
Indeed, it is. That is going to be in about 7 hours from now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, 7 hours.
A little bit less than that, so, yeah, I can look at that light. I'm gonna be enjoying my nightmares.
There you go. There you go. Man, I've been doing these casts with like 4 hours sleep. Okay, 7 hours. That's beautiful. To be fair, it's not gonna be 7 hours because I have to wake up beforehand to have a shower and actually have breakfast for the event. So more like 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So again, if you enjoyed this broadcast, this was the third one of the day. Earlier in the morning, we casted the NA closed qualifier. Then in the afternoon, Oceania closed qualifier, and now we rounded out tonight with the China closed qualifier. So if you enjoyed our casting, if you enjoyed the production and what the show looked like, then consider hitting that follow button. Because again, we cast religiously throughout the week. You know, we're typically live 4 to 5 days a week.
Keep us going.
Yeah. Obviously, DreamHack, our schedule is more intense. We typically have 2 to 3 broadcasts a day for over a week. But outside of DreamHack, we do have a couple of days off, and we're live, you know, over the weekend and throughout the week as well. So, yeah, consider hitting that follow button. We have plenty of StarCraft here on this channel.
And when we're not, and when there isn't, we're hosting somebody for more StarCraft. So tune into that.
Exactly. And you know what? When we're not doing that, Yaku, where can people find you?
Crying in the shower.
Are you streaming that, perchance?
TOS. Unfortunately not. I would if I could. I would, but TOS. Apart from that, ! Discord in the chat will bring you to the CranKy Ducklings Discord server. I'm there, Light is there, everyone's there. So if you're not there, then you're not everyone, you know? Twitter comment and port at Yakuzaku, twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1. I'm not streaming at all. Not until like the middle of next month.
Yes. Likewise, I won't be streaming on my personal channel. You can follow me at light_VIP on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. I typically stream StarCraft Ladder or some Final Fantasy 14. But just like Yaku, I will not be streaming this week, probably even next week as well, just because of how much DreamHack we have to cast. We just finished up all the open qualifiers. We're almost done with all the closed qualifiers. And after that, we're going to be the official B stream for DreamHack Oceania, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China, as well as a couple of days for Latin America and North America. So we still have plenty more StarCraft ahead of us. I'm honestly looking forward to tomorrow because for the first time in a long time, only one cast is tomorrow, and then I'm going to spend the entire rest of the day in bed. I'm going to just pass out. I'm going to forget about everything for a couple of hours and then wake up and then edit all the goddamn VODs. Oh god, F's in the chat. So if you want to tune into that, check us out on YouTube. As Yaka said, check us out on Discord. And mate, do you have anything else you want to add before we head off?
Maybe.
Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in 7 hours. Ciao.
Bella.